New and updated mods are out now for Farming Simulator 22. In total, 47 mods were released today on the endgame mod up. All platforms got 29 new and 10 updates, and PC and Mac players got 2 new and 6 updates. We'll be looking at all the new mods, plus reviewing everything that got an update. If you like staying updated yourself with all the latest mods and news in Farm Sim, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, let's check out today's mods. Starting off today with new mods for all platforms, we have the Allis Chalmers 7000 series. This is from Julian F Modding, and I would say it came out of nowhere, but actually came onto my radar as soon as the news video came out this morning. So, hey, this guy's out right now and it's for everybody. Let's talk about specs. 146 horsepower, AC power direct transmission. We have 242 liters of fuel, 21 miles an hour. It weighs 5.4 tons. Engine options, we could bump that up to 156 horsepower, 161, 181, and back down. Wheel brands, we have Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Midas, Vredestein, and back in again. Not many of these change the front wheels, so just heads up, looks like we've only got 2 of those on there. But we do have the rear, so that's pretty cool. Exhaust system, we have a couple different setups for that, depending on what you're looking for. That's pretty sweet that we've got, what's that, 4 different sets? 5 sets, 6 sets. Oh my goodness. Holy cow. What is that numbers? 19 of them total. Cabin, so we have in a cabin, they say the acoustic cabin number 2, which was produced between 1977 and 1981. Then we have the 74 to 76, 77 to 81, back and forth between both of those then. Front weight, we have no. We can do the weight bracket itself, and then we can put a couple different sets of weights on there. We've also got different colors for the browns, so the 74 to 76 or the 77 to 81 colors at the bottom. Rim colors, we've got white or black, and then we have a license plate. Let's take a look here and see if there's any kind of trouble that we can get ourselves into. Got it on, and doesn't look like there's anything that we could do with this, so a little bit disappointing there, but you know what? You got another Allis Chalmers in the game. Hard to complain. Next, we have the case IH Quadtrac 2013. Call me crazy, but is this the one that we had in Farm Sim like 17 and 19? Let me know down in the comments. We got 525 horsepower on here. We could bump that up to 560, 613, 648, 692, and back down. Heads up, you've got a variable transmission with a few of these, but if you go all the way to the top, looks like we have, no, power shift and variable transmissions for all of them. Learned something new today. We also have 1,230 liters of fuel, 24 miles per hour max speed. They say execution, the EU config, or we have the US config. I think that should have just been configuration. Beacon lights, we have a couple different sets for the top. We've also got license plate options for different placement of them. And then we also have different link options. So if you want a 3-point, go for it. If you don't, well, you don't need to worry about it. We've also got some really neat colors. I kind of like the fact that we get new colors and wild colors, and the fact that we can change this up if we want to. Thank you. That is so cool. Can't throw it in the game and not take a look at a few things. So let's see what are some things that we can move. First is going to be the seat. That is super cool. Then it looks like we've got opening door on the right and a full opening door on the left. There you go. Oh, that's cool. We've also got, yo, look at this. I'm going to assume one in the back or the side or something. Yeah, boy, that's what I'm talking about. That is so cool. Next, we have the Lizard Pickup Rural F75. Rural? I don't know why I can't say that word right. Anyway, rural. That still sounds weird. Let's stop and just move on. 90 horsepower on here. We got a manual transmission, 66 liter fuel, 73 miles per hour. Wheel options, we have Continental. We also have a BKT set, and back and forth between those. BKT is what it is, but we also have a couple different sets for Continental if you're interested in that. Main color, we've got a bunch of different ones through here. I also appreciate the toothpaste turquoise. So there you go. We got a couple different sets for pretty much everything through there. We also have the bodywork, so this is going to be like your regular pickup truck bed. We have bell. We also have capacity for 500 liters or 950 liters, or they have kind of like an unrealistic capacity of 8,000. That's super cool. And then you can throw an awning on there if you want to, and then your colors. This is only going to be for milk and water though, so big heads up there. Then we have the wood bodywork on here, bell trailer or animal transport. That's right. Side steps, we have a gray setup. If you want blue, all kinds of different colors through there. That's a lot. Then the floor, we have a standard floor. We've got a couple different wooden floors as well. And then we have your side colors. Now that's going to be for animals, 2 cows, 6 pigs, 6 sheep, or 2 horses. Hey, This is pretty good. It's pretty good indeed. Here's one I've been waiting on. The Elmer's Haulmaster from HR Forest. This is super cool. So we've got a completely modified version of their Haulmaster. 46,000 liter capacity. 56,000 or 70,000. No unrealistic stuff here. Wheel options, we have Elmer's, we have Midas, BKT, Michelin, Trelleborg, and back into Elmer's again. So we do have different sets for a single or tandem axle if you want. And then we have color options for like everything. So straight up everything. You even got toothpaste tractor in there if you really, really want to go for it. Pipe color, we need something wild and crazy. There we go. And then lastly, pink for the wheels. May not be the most pretty thing ever, but it is so cool that you can finally modify this in like every way, shape, and form. Got some forage trailers for you. First up is the Hawe SLW Series. We got the 45 and we have the 50. Now, it's only going to be capacity really with the differences here, 45,000 and 52 respectively. And remember, this is only forage crops in here, so this is not a regular like carting tipper. We do have Michelin tires, Trelleborg, Vredestein, BKT, and back in again. We have standard and wide tires on there. We have new and old branding. I like the old branding. Great touch there. Main color here. Let's change that up. So that's going to be your back part. And then we have our rims. Again, same thing for both of these. Next, we got a semi-trailer. This is the Lizard NS2 292120. 19, 17. Let's move on. Now we have a standard configuration for 21,000 liters. We also can bring that up to 24 if we want. We've got a double-sided bell trailer with extensions too there if you want, and then back in. Let's go with extension. Wheel setups. We have terrain tires. We have road tires. Then we have designs with and without reflectors. Then we have our color options. So we can do the sides. We can do, let's do orange for those, for the tops, and then we have our rim color. Got a new setup and what I think is a new brand. I'm not quite sure. The Madara RollingBear. This is a roller for you guys. 5.9 meter working width at 11 miles per hour. Requires 120 horsepower, what ain't too bad. We have a soil roller or a grass roller. Man, I can't say words today. And then we have different colors for all the different parts. Pretty cool. We also have a seeder. This is the Nordsten CLD 25. I think it's a little bit different than the base game version that we've got. 300 liters of seat, 25 horsepower required. 2.5 meter working width at 7 miles an hour. Not too bad for starting off. Cover, we have yes or no. That's kind of neat. We do have track eradicators around towards the front if you want to go with that. This is not a direct drill, so heads up there. And then we have a couple different versions of the blue and the orange. Next, we have the Samson SD II Pack. This includes 3 different cultivators that hook up to the back of your slurry spreader. So basically, US, we have yes or no. That's going to add a tractor triangle around towards the back. 3 bottles, so we have the 5 meter, the 6, and the 7. That's going to be 100, 120, and 140 horsepower required, and they all go 9 miles an hour. Next, we have the Lizard Homemade Disc Harrow. This is a 90 horsepower, 3.5 meter worker width, 9 mile per hour. Disc Harrow, no customization. And in the same token, the exact same modder has also released this, another Disc Harrow, the Disc Harrow 20, 1.8 meter working width, 20 horsepower required. 9 miles per hour again, no customization options. Kind of a bummer. Next up, pretty straightforward. This is the 3-disc plow, 60 horsepower required, 1.2 meter working width at 10 miles an hour, and we do have a couple options here for colors. This is pretty neat. This is the CLAAS Header 930 trailer, but it's part of a larger CLAAS Header trailer pack. Very, very cool. So we have the 930, the 1080, 1230, and the 1380. Basically, this is fitting for 9.3, 10.8, 12.3, and 13.8 meter headers, which is very, very cool. On these, we have the configuration of CLAAS New and Old. We also have Cat, which is very cool. So that would match with the CLAAS American combines. Very neat. We have canola blade box, yeah or no. So you can have those there, and then attachers. We have Cambio or Vario. So depending on which you're using, you can go with that. How neat is that? You got it for all of them. That's so cool, man. Next is our Lizard High Dump Bucket. I believe we had a version of this that came out maybe a day or two ago that was for all PC wheel loaders. I was about to say all platforms. This one is for all platforms. 8,000 liter capacity on here. And yeah, runs with your wheel loaders. And I just checked online. It is from the same modder. And from the same modder again, we have the Lizard Frontbumper Series. This was also a mod that came out a few days ago. PC only. That one's called the Land Cracked Frontbumper Series, if you were curious. So we've got different levels of concrete on the inside. This fill. It's not visual, but it does change how much it weighs from 350 kilograms all the way up to 1.7 tons. Reflectors, we have the little yellow ones on the side, and then we have the red and white ones around towards the front. Now, if we go with all those, we've also got color options, for example. So we can change up the different colors within that, which I find super cool. And you can change the color of the side reflectors. So pretty much the whole thing's super customizable. Very, very cool. Now, we also have the towing sling. We've got that, but I don't believe it does anything. And then we have a couple different lift heights, which is something that we don't see very often. Here's an interesting one that I was not ready for. The Lizard loader triangles. These hooked up via front loaders, and they are used for quick coupling. They also say that the triangle also serves as a decorative object for the tractor, meaning that I have no idea what this is supposed to actually hook up to. I mean, it's cool, but yeah. Because we've got so many placeables today, and I really need to get this video done, I'm just showing you guys all of the placeables here in the mod. First going to be our Slurry Pit. This is just a little pit onto the ground. However, check this out. It's a production chain, so slurry in, slurry out, makes it easy to transport. Next is the long chicken barn. This holds 600 chickens. Price going to be $60,000. Daily cost $100 a day. If you want cows, well, we have the cow barn, the big cow barn. This will hold 72 animals. They do say 48 adults and a possible 24 young calf. $82,000. Maintenance costs $500 per day. Next, the old German Cowbarn. $40,000 for this one, and it only holds 10 cows. Or the old brick cow barn. This one's a little bit different. Maximum capacity is 100 head of cattle, though it does cost you $100,000 as well. They just say this includes one large barn built of various types of bricks and hollow bricks. The building has several utility rooms, an attic, garage, and room for milking tanks. Got a new shed, the metal hall with extension. This is pretty neat. So a small shed has double doors, big one has roller and small doors. Here you can take your vehicles, grains, whatever you want. They do say it's got lighting on the inside and one on the outside, and you can choose the color of the outside metal shed from all the different colors. Next is the building farm set. A lot of different things here. So we have the cow shed, the garage, as well as a cinder block garage and a shed. If we jump in and take a look at the screenshots real quick, you can see all of the different ones, including that nice blue screen. Next up, the grain silo with workshop. This has a storage capacity of 800,000 liters. Cost going to be $98,000, and it's going to be about $10 per day, $100 per day. A little bit more than I thought. Next one's a tad bit confusing to me, but we'll talk about why. The silo grape and olive. Here you can store your grapes and olives. You can also put your equipment inside the shed. Now, this is pretty neat. Say storage capacity is going to be, well, they say 250,000 liters for grapes, 250 liters for olives, but really it's just 500,000 liters. I think maybe it's two silos. The interesting thing about this is if you get a multi-fruit silo, it already stores grapes and olives. So unless you really, really like this one, I think there may be some easier, more economical options for you. Also got the wardrobe locker. This is like an old school gym locker where you can change your clothes. That's kind of neat, and I don't think we have anything like this in the game. And our last mod, we have the concrete pillar with timber poles. And really, that's kind of what it is. So you got your fence set up through there. They do say it's in decorations though. And we have a couple maps for you guys as well. The first one is Honkakorpi from Jammo. This is a fictional map, but a finished style. If you see any kind of jolting or jittering a little bit, I am playing on a laptop that I haven't played on in like a month. And it's slowly learning what textures are again. You can see that the trees are loading in pretty close. This is primarily a logging map. So what they've done is basically taken where the trees don't jump in as soon. So you can have maybe more, or you don't have a huge hit to your frames. Like, for example, if I pull up my frame counter real quick, I mean, that's pretty good on a laptop at high settings at 1080. That's all I'm saying. Taking a look at the PDA itself, we do get a couple areas that we own. Farmland number 1 and farmland number 2. Now, we do have this area down here which kind of looks like it's purchasable, and it is, which is nice, but this is water. So don't do like I did and tried to click on it. Be like, why can't I click it? It's just blue because it's water. But you can actually own the entire map. So shouty outy to you, bro. You could do literally everything, even this part up here. I don't even know if you could do any logging up there, but you can buy it, and I love that. Here is your growth calendar for everything. I do have premium enabled, so we have growth calendar for red beets, carrots, and parsnips as well with this. Not much too different here from the base. And then taking a look at stuff that we get, you have the voucher Valmet 8750. We've got our Deutz top liner, got a nice tipper, header, plow, direct drill, which is pretty cool. We do have the Kessler logging piece. Then we have front loader stuff, but only for a bucket. Would be nice to see something to be able to move logs around with the front loader and New Farmer here, but I think it'll be fine where it's at. There's also a few required mods. We have the wooden liquid manure tanker from Jonas and the finished farm buildings. And your last new one for all platforms today is going to be the Sumidouro Farm. I believe that this is from Mato Grosso as a state in Brazil, so it's kind of based off of that region. It does have a name of the real region, real farm in that land. Now, we'll tell you there are a bunch of required mods for this, so just heads up if you don't want to download a bunch, maybe sit back and relax. I think there's like 14 required or something like that. Oh, hey, somebody's doing lime on the field while we're doing the video. Very cool. Take a look at the PDA real quick. Here you guys can see we get a nice little bitty area here up the top left-hand corner, but we have everything in between. They're not too awful, but they are really big fields, so just heads up. I think you'd be okay hiring a worker, either up and down, probably more side to side. And I believe you can plow a couple of these up together as well and make even bigger fields, which would be very, very cool. Now, let's take a look at the growth calendar real quick, because this is slightly different than we would normally see in the base game. So just heads up there. We also have some new stuff that's added. I don't know how to say either of those. So, yeah, this is a new one, and that's a new one. Oh, and alfalfa. Hey, I can say that one. As far as what we get New Farmer, we got the New Holland T6, Massey 3700. We also have the Pickup 2017 as well as the John Deere XUV. And then just lots and lots of equipment. I mean, there's a bunch of equipment. It's not huge by any stretch of the imagination, because you wouldn't be able to use it with the tractors that you get in New Farmer mode. But it is important to see you get a whole bunch of stuff. So there you go. That is Sumidouro Farm. And in case you're curious, here are all of the required mods: small horse pasture, ESC large shed, BR small shed, Brazilian cow barn, bunker silo set, chicken barn large, South Brazilian warehouse, Brazilian fences pack, pig feeding buying station, pigsty and manure heap, Southern Brazil wood house, confining cows, small farm pack, and banana tree. Jumping over to our mod updates for all platforms. First up is BallySpring with a huge update. Changelog version number 2. A new save game is required for this one, so heads up. They fixed an issue with animals not appearing in modded husbandries, added copies of the base game animal husbandries to the map folder to avoid issues with animals not appearing in the base game. They have also got a map expansion to use the entire 2x canvas, 2 new farmyards for you to choose from. BGA has been reworked, contractor yard has been added to the BGA. Light green farmyard has been extended, orange farmyard reworked, added green silo to the light purple farm and light blue farm, added multi-fruit. Farmland's been redone, field numbers have been redone, separated sheep into different field types for each color to avoid the sheep randomly changing color, corrected the Lua error that occurred when trying to sell the slurry pit at the main farm, made the slurry pit available to the construction menu as a placeable, removed the refillable tanks mod as a dependency, added meadow fence pack as a dependency. They've added Sully slatted cow shed mod as a dependency, added a pigtail polytape electrical fence as a mod dependency, added custom potato textures, increased the height type limit to allow for more fruit types to be added to the map, added BenGFS's custom maize textures. They've added Bullet Bill's custom wheat, barley, oat, and canola textures, added vintage style Irish number plate option, changed the preview image, changed the overview image, aka the PDA, removed the terrain detail painted around the edges of the field so that it doesn't get spawned in by the field definitions, made it so 4 versions of the map can be selected when creating your game save. They have relight or without relight and multi-fruit or without multi-fruit. Fixed rotation of the right wheels on the John Deere tractor that appears in the traffic. Tweaked probability of the traffic to ensure all custom vehicles appear in the traffic. Added bell triggers to all animal pens so the bells can be fed directly for both food and straw in all pens now. Made grain silos multi-fruit so you can store all types of grain that you desire or crops. They've added animated fish to the lake and river. Changed texture for cow ear tags to Irish ear tags. Added straw manure to the chicken pastures in the map. Chickens will now give out manure if fed with straw. The open chicken pasture will spawn manure, and fenced pen requires a manure heap to be placed in order to produce manure. They've also added manure spawn points to the cow and pig sheds in the map so that the sheds now need to be mocked out. Added cotton, sugarcane, grapes, and olives back into the growth calendar. Added spline to all back roads and lanes to enable AI worker functionality. Removed the straw from sorghum. They've also added object storage function to the bell storage shed, rusty hay shed, large open bay shed, flat concrete silage pad. Made the parked cars removable. Made the fuel tank at each farm refillable rather than just buying trigger. Made the calf igloos from PC version available in the construction menu. Removed the display tractors and forklift from the shop, and these were using slots in the slot count. They've also removed the default animal small husbandries, as these can cause issues on consoles when the farm is not owned by the player, and removed numerous placeables across the map to reduce the slot count. Oh, this got updated for PC too. I'm not doing this twice. Next update is to Ostseeküste 22 version 1.2.0. A new save game is not required for this. They've got new decorative trees that have been added. A manor house now has a snow roof. Oat stubble has been changed. Adjusted textures of some street signs. More height types have been added. There's no longer any snow in some buildings. Fix these small visual errors. And sell points have been prepared for carrots, parsnips, and red beet. Here's a very cool one. The Case IH AFS Connect Steiger Series version 1.1. They've added Steiger green color option for the body, seat, and rims. Added a blade mount option. Improved the engine sound quality. Added Kubota DLC passenger seating capability, and updated the rear weight model. Short update to the platform trailer with crane version 1.0.2, added semi-trailer without a crane, and added hydraulic clamp. Lizard Bulwa 2 version 1.2 added possibility to dig new crops of carrots, beetroot, and parsnips, and improved the output of dug up crops. Crude Oil Production version 1.0.1 improved the economics of the entire modification for better profits. Sales prices of individual products have been increased, added collision for the well pump, and added transmission belt for the pump motor. And we've got an update to the VDI Old Sheep Stable version 1.1, fixed straw plane issue when using enhanced animal system on, improved the spawn area of wool pallets, and fixed texture issues the inside of the barn. And an update to the Christmas pack version 1.0.1, we've got a new real tree with illuminated decorative balls, gifts, and Christmas music. They do say that the new tree does not generate income, it's purely decorative. Was anybody asking? Next to last update for all platforms is going to be the Queenslander Farmhouse. This is going to be version 1.0.1, fix some textures, added parallax occlusion, windows now light up at night, and added snow. And our last update for all platforms is the modernized flour mill from Ada Awning. This is version 1.7. They've added water to the product input, added wood chips to the production input, added wood to the production input, as well as DEF. They've also added an MKS8 and MKS32 to make it a little bit easier for you. Next, we have the Rotiel pack. This includes a lot of different things. So we can have disc harrows. They say cultivated as disc harrows. We also have regular cultivators. And then we have something super duper interesting. I really like this piece of equipment, so we'll talk about that. Basically, we've got anything from like 3 meters, 3.5, and 4 meters in the pieces of equipment. And then we have regular and default setups for the roller. Then we have a cultivator. We can choose up our different wheel options, and well, that's about it. But this is a front cultivator, and that's going to be 4.5, and then we have a 4.5 meter front cultivator that has got the K-branded seed and fertilizer box included with it. So you've basically got that whole spiel right there with the 1,500 liters, so you could cultivate and have extra seed all at once. That is so cool. And your only other new one for PC and Mac players today is the Böckmann trailer with box body. They also call it the Suitbox Autoload, which is a little bit confusing, but it is what it is. And here we have wheel setups, but that is it. Now, the interesting thing with this specifically is they say that this trailer is from the standard game that has no auto load, and the auto load is automatically available when the base mod is available. So with this, for example, without it, the Böckmann KK 301827, which is this, from the standard spool that can be loaded manually. I believe there's some translation errors going on through here. It's not really clear what this does, but yeah, we got an auto load version now. However, 82 Studios had an auto-load version for all platforms for a long time, so there you go. Jumping over to our updates for PC and Mac players, the first one is going to be BallySpring. Now, we also got an update for this for all platforms, however, this one also added support for manure system. Next, the Mapseriola version 103 BGA bunker silo tip collision fix, precision farming fruit requirements adjusted, props placement adjusted, reflective objects added, mini-map improvements, and new models for some buildings. And if you're playing the map Ostseeküste 22 for PC and Mac players, you also got the update version 1201, and as far as I can tell, it's the same as the crossplay update. Meprozet PN-3 18 version 1.2 manure system is now supported. Akpil Bulwa 2 version 1.2 added possibility to dig the new crops of carrots, beetroot, and parsnips, and improve the output of dug-up crops. And your last mod today, we have an update to the exhaust extension version 1.1.1. Remove the Lua call stack that appeared when the script couldn't find the default exhaust effect in some vehicles, and corrected a syntax error in the XML part of the readme.txt file. And that is it. We made it through all 47 mods. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, get subscribed if you do, enjoyed the Go Ham Bam. Make sure that notification bell's on as well, that way you never miss daily farming simulator videos here on the channel. We've got plenty of stuff planned for you over the next few weeks. I am officially on vacation if you are watching this now, so I'm going for about a week or so. I've got videos planned for you guys every single day, so don't worry about that. And there could be some mods releasing. I don't know if there will be or not, but this time of year, you never really know what's going to happen, so just make sure you stay tuned. I've got my computer with me, so we'll get all that sorted. Otherwise, just hope you have a great day. We'll see you later.